Hello everybody, welcome back to Tìandtarot. So today's reading is all about your January predictions. So we're going to be covering your love, your general life, your career, as well as your side hustles. We're just going to be seeing how those things are kind of panning out in January for you. And today we have 3 piles, and this is a pick a pile reading. And if you don't know how those work, I'll explain it to you now. So you essentially choose a pile that you feel most intuitively drawn to based on either the energy that you're kind of getting from that pile, the number of the pile, or maybe the object or crystal that's on top. So this is pile 1, 2, and 3. And for pile 1, the crystal is Smoky Quartz. For pile 2, the crystal is Bismuth. For pile 3, the crystal is Amazonite. Once you have chosen your pile, there will be timestamps in the description box below where you can find your pile more easily, and I will meet you there. Okay, welcome pile 1. This is your reading, so let's get into your cards. So the cards on top are your love cards, so let's get into those first. Okay, so you have the 4 of crystals and you also have the Eel and Iris with safety. I think what I'm seeing for you guys in January is that you guys are kind of becoming very content with what you have. I think for some of you, you may have been really motivated to try and find love, and it may have really dragged you down in the past. I feel like if you got into bad relationships or if you weren't in a relationship at all, those things would kind of drag you down. Like, you would get into a bad relationship just to be in one, and you would think about relationships constantly because you saw it as some sort of validation. But what I'm seeing for you for January is that you're taking a much more carefree approach. You're feeling so much more confident and comfortable in your skin, and you're recognizing that you really appreciate being single because of the safety it provides for you, because of the comfort you get from that. A lot of people are so eager to get into relationships without really considering how serious they can be and how also negative sometimes they can be. For some people, it depends, if you're not a match, it can be negative. And I think for the first time, you're kind of recognizing that it's actually a privilege to be single, and you're genuinely enjoying that. You're like, wow, I can't believe I was trying to escape singlehood all this time. I'm actually having so much fun. And you're spending so much more time with your friends and family. You're going out constantly. You're having a really good social life, but you're just not having it in the way that you had thought that you had to have it. The way that society told you was the only correct way of you having a social life was through having a partner and going out with them. You're kind of rewriting that, and you're deciding what happiness looks like to you with where you're at now. And it's not that you're necessarily turning your back on love, it's just that you are not bound by this idea that you have to have it in order to be happy, that you have to have a relationship in order to be happy, because you're pausing and you're thinking, wait a minute, I'm happy now. And so it's kind of, you're finally for the first time feeling really happy and confident and comfortable in your skin and with where you're at now. And you're open to love, but you're just not panicked about it. You're not like focused on it and stressing over it and thinking, when will this happen for me? You're just taking so much more of like a carefree approach. Okay, so let's get into your life cards. So for your life cards, you have Appreciated Jasper with I am open to all that is around me and all that is within me. I am whole. Yeah, 100%. Oh, you also have the 9 of Crystals. And you have Hang in There. Yeah, I feel like this is kind of, because with the life pile. This can be general about everything. And I do think you've had tough times. But I'm specifically getting like the similar messages to what I was getting in your love reading, for your life reading. So I feel like you struggled a lot with happiness, contentment, feeling safe. You may have had really difficult or toxic relationships or no relationships at all. And what was toxic was actually your mindset towards relationships and dating. And you kind of thought like you had to have it and that you weren't good enough if you didn't have it. And you're done with that in January. You're becoming a lot more stable within yourself, with who you are, and you're feeling completely whole. You're no longer feeling kind of broken without these things. You're realizing, to walk away from that situation and be happy that you are safe, single, and having fun and, enjoying your life. And with the Hanging card, I do feel like the Hang in There card. I feel like good things are fully on their way to you. This doesn't necessarily have to be about love, but it just means in general, because you have this new lease on life and this brand new perspective where you value yourself so much more and you feel so much more comfortable with who you are, good things are just floating towards you. They're on their way to you, and this is kind of a reminder to keep going with that positive mindset that you've kind of been nurturing. Keep nurturing yourself, keep taking care of yourself, because that's the growth you're going to see, and that's what's going to heal your life and move you forward in the right direction. And then we also have the root and sacral chakra, which does make me feel like you're healing in terms of love. So maybe you're starting to pick the right people. You are approaching love with less stress. Like, you're just like, you know what, when it happens, it will happen. So I definitely feel like your mindset towards love and your attitude, as well as the people you're surrounded by, all of that is improving, because you start to feel whole on your own. You're no longer trying to seek something that is bad for you, because you realize you deserve more, so you only accept the good things in, if that makes sense. You're definitely moving away from something toxic. It could be a person, a situation, an environment, a mindset, a toxic habit, but you're definitely moving away from that in January. You're starting anew and you're clearing out all of that toxicity. And good things are on their way to you in your life. And I do see, because it's two plants, I see a pair, I see somebody coming in for you, but I see you being happy with where you're at and needing to have that time to yourself, for now at least. Okay, so let's get into your career and side hustle cards. So this is your career cards. So you have the Assassin, Ruthlessness and Conviction, and you also have the King of Diamonds. I see so much success for you in your career. I think you do have so much conviction. You strive for what you want. You're incredibly ambitious, and because of that, you're just at the peak of your career. You're very successful. You're very protected on this journey towards your career. I do see in January that this is kind of, you're emulating this king energy where you're able to manifest what you want, particularly with money, because this is a diamonds card. So I do see your finances directly improving. So the fact that came out with your career pile really indicates to me that your career is bringing in a lot of abundance in January. And I do see that, this is about you achieving your wildest dreams in terms of career. So if you had any sort of career goals or career dreams that you'd really hoped for and you've been putting the work in, if you've been putting the work in, that's now going to pay off in January. With Ruthlessness, I do feel like you have stepped on toes to get to where you are, but that's ultimately what kind of helped you succeed in this situation. I think you're going to be really satisfied with where your career is at, and I do actually also think you're going to be offering people like little pearls of wisdom and guidance, because you'll see people trying to get into the career space that you're in, and you'll really want to help them and kind of guide them and show them the way, because you've got nothing to lose at this point. You're at the top anyway, so you're kind of offering that helping hand to other people trying to get into this industry. And I do feel like you're in the social kind of viewpoint. I feel like you're very much like an influential person with a lot of eyes on you. So you do get people coming to you with a lot of questions and advice, and they're like, how did you do it? And tell me your secrets. And I do feel like you're actually going to be offering up that advice in January and helping them and sort of being a guide and a mentor, because you are kind of at that stage now where you're just heightened in your career, so you can be a mentor. And I think you're going to be reaping the benefits of all the hard work you've been putting in for, many years to come. I do feel like this success is just, you're able to kind of enjoy it for a long time. Okay, so let's get into your side hustle cards. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I'm getting the same thing here. So you have the Three of Crystals, but you also have the Founder in reverse with foundations and community. I feel like in the past you definitely stepped on toes. I feel like your side hustle is so similar to your career. Your side hustle might be becoming your career just because we do have the Founder here. So I feel like you're building something up from the ground, and you are then, once you're at the top of that, because it's your own sort of empire, you're like the entrepreneur, the CEO of whatever this thing is. I do feel like you'll be building a community and then helping them to build foundations for their own businesses as well. And with the Three of Crystals, this is essentially it's saying that, you've accomplished so much and you should be proud of that. So I do feel like you've come really far in your like side hustles, and your hard work and determination have been paying off. I think a lot of people in your position would probably be like, okay, that's it, that's done now. But I still feel like an essence of this perseverance. You're still going, this person has their back turned because they're still moving ahead, they're moving forward. You haven't, just because you're at the top, it doesn't mean you've stopped putting in the effort into this thing. You're going to continue nurturing it so that it continues to grow and continues to be successful. I think you're going to be setting goals because you are still on this journey of wanting to improve this side hustle and wanting to develop it. I do see you setting goals and plans for the future, like making a solid itinerary of like, right, this is what has to go out this week, this is what I'm going to order in, this is how I'm going to make new stock, and this is how I'm going to bring more people in. Like, you're going to be thinking about those things and actually writing a plan and then executing that. So I don't feel like you're finished by any means just because you're at like a very good place with your career and your side hustles. I do see that you are continuing. The work never ends, the work never stops, and I do see you continuing to go. Like, this person has 2 wands already next to them, and yet she picks up a third one because she's like, wow, I've got to make more. Like, I've got to continue planting these seeds, So I do see that for you as well. Okay, pile 1, that was your January reading. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you felt drawn to any other piles, feel free to check those out. If not, I hope to see you here next week on Fridays for another reading on Tìandtarot. Bye. Hello, pile 2. This is your January reading, so let's get into it. So you chose this pile, which these cards on top are to do with your love life. So let's get into it. Okay, you have the Seven of Cups in reverse, and you also have the Butterfly and Snowdrop with Hope. Now, the way I personally interpret the butterfly is specific, but it may be different to other people's interpretations, but hey, that's why you're here. So, with the butterfly, of course, there's an essence of transformation. Something has to change or occur in order for you to receive this thing. But when I see the butterfly, I see 2 gifts. The butterfly is like split down the middle, there 2 wings, that I see 2 gifts coming to you in terms of your love life. So this could mean that the person you meet helps you realize another dream and actualize that. Or it could be that by following a different dream, like let's say you follow a creative pursuit or something like that, that could then lead you to that partner, and that's your second gift. Or it could be that this transformation was a gift in itself, and that transformation led to your love life success. So it's like you're getting 2 kind of really big gifts in some kind of way. It could also be more literal, like it could be like a physical gift. That's a very big gift and very meaningful to you. But in regards to your love life specifically. And with the Seven of Cups, there's very much like an element of two choices, or just choices in general. There's a lot of options, but I'm feeling two. I'm feeling two options. I feel like there might be two different people kind of approaching you in terms of love in January, or two people you're kind of deciding between. You know, maybe it's like unofficial, you're not exclusive with anybody, you're all like, you know, dating different people, and you've kind of narrowed it down to two people that you want to be with. And you're choosing between them, or it could be that you have two secret admirers. But I'm definitely feeling like two people, and the choices are kind of endless and they're a little bit overwhelming for you because you're like, well, what one's the right one? But at the end of the day, the choice you make was always the right one. That was always the right one for you because it was always the one at the end of the day you were going to choose. You weren't going to choose the other person because you didn't. Therefore, this is the right person for you at that time, you know? So I definitely feel like, don't feel nervous or worried about whatever decision you're going to make. Very much stick to it. Whatever choice you take, whatever path like you go down, just like follow it through. So for example, if you've chosen, let's say there's two people who are, you know, your secret admirers in January, and you decide that you're going on a date with one of them, or you're going to invest a lot of time emotionally into this one person, you're going to be exclusive with this one person, don't then go behind their back and message person number two because you still want the attention. No, you have to focus on that one person that you've picked. Similarly, if the gift is about you choosing a certain path that almost then leads you to love, so choosing a certain career or hobby or situation to invest your time into, or investing more into yourself, which will then kind of like lead to your path of love, like whatever it is you're transforming, it's kind of telling you to not feel deterred along that journey. So if your transformation is like you're deciding to invest more in your career, or invest more in your self-care, this is saying don't stop on that journey. Don't like, combined with the Seven of Cups in reverse, it's telling you to keep going. So if you've committed to taking care of yourself, being kind to yourself, nurturing yourself, stay on that path because that's the right one. And if you've decided that you're going to invest more time and energy into work, it's telling you to stay on that path, and to not give up hope. So I definitely see somebody is being manifested for you in January. You do have two secret admirers, especially here again with the two flowers. It looks like eyes as well. I feel like someone is looking at you. Someone's stalking your social media, or you know, has noticed you, has spotted you, and is wanting to draw you closer. Especially with like all these eyes as well, which I've just noticed in the picture. I feel like, and they kind of mimic these snowdrops. People have their eyes on you, and they want to go out with you. So, I'm feeling that. Also, I just wanted to say, for anyone in a committed relationship, for some reason, I was really strongly feeling like wedding ring gift. So, for some of you who are in really, really committed relationships, and you've kind of been discussing marriage and things like that, I do feel like an engagement ring is being bought or being presented in January. But that's just for some of you who are very, very deeply into your relationships. Okay, so let's move on to your life cards. Okay, so you have the Seven of Diamonds. You also have yellow jasper. That's funny because it was a jasper card for pile 1 as well. And Your cards say, wherever life plants, you bloom with grace, which is so cute because the Seven of Diamonds, she's literally blooming flowers and it looks very graceful, like a graceful process. And you've got that in this card here as well. So that is coming through very strongly. In general, in life, you are up leveling, you're becoming graceful, you are improving, you're transforming into someone beautiful, amazing, talented, just you're fulfilling every area of your life with this transformation. And you also have, I am sustained and supported during times of stress. I continue to feel a sense of tranquility and wholeness. Yeah, I feel like no matter what's going on around you, no matter the obstacles or the difficulties, you're just like, you know what, these can't affect me. I'm not gonna let it affect me. So I definitely feel like you are becoming more at peace and content with your surroundings and yourself internally as well. You're becoming more spiritually connected. I feel like you are very protected at this time. And I feel like I just want to say, if you were drawn to pile one, maybe check it out because you've got a Jasper card and you also have the word wholeness coming out, which was also in pile one. So you're feeling a lot more fulfilled within yourself. You're becoming your higher self in January in your life. You're beginning to transform. You're beginning to bloom. And this transformation is leading you to not only success in life, but also in love. So I do see that you are finally stepping into your graceful, higher being self. I see this kind of like butterfly as a symbol for you. If you see butterflies in your day to day, that might be like a spiritual symbol for you that you're on the right path to transformation. But I feel like this butterfly luck, this butterfly energy that's kind of sprung up in your life is giving you hope for the future. It's giving you hope in your life and it's helping you to transform in a way that is going to just invite these blessings into your life. And with the Seven of Diamonds, this is very much saying that don't stop putting in the work. So as I said before with your love pile, even if you start to doubt yourself or not believe in yourself anymore, keep going. Like, this is a reminder to keep putting the work into yourself, into your transformation, into this thing that you're investing your time in, because it will pay off. Everyone gets cold feet, especially when they get closer to the finish line, because it seems scary to actually finally reach that point and then have sort of nothing driving you because you've almost succeeded. So some people try to self-sabotage, or maybe they don't think that they're worth it, so they don't want to get to the finish line. This is telling you that that is crap. Don't listen to that shit, okay? You deserve it. You deserve the successes that are on their way to you, so keep going. Don't doubt yourself and don't feel like you don't deserve this success, because you do. So I'm seeing so much success coming in for you, pile 2. Okay, so let's get into your career cards. Ooh, yeah. When I said spiritual energy was coming in, you're getting more spiritual. That spiritual energy is really, you're divinely protected. Your spiritual energy is like carrying your success for January. But you have the Ten of Cups here, and you also have the Witch in reverse, which says experimentation and rebellion. I feel like in terms of your career, you're really manifesting what you want. You're using the already established ways of the way things work in your career, and you're also applying your own sort of innovative ideas as well into your approach to your career. So you're kind of bringing your own ideas and taking some of the old ideas, and just sort of going along with that. And then I also see with the Ten of Cups, in terms of your career, because you're able to manifest this kind of success, things almost seem just too good to be true. And then with the Ten of Cups, I just see that things are just like almost too good to be true. You are manifesting everything you want in your career and you cannot believe that this is happening. And I also feel like, again, I'm getting such a strong love energy because the Ten of Cups is very much about family, love, friends, romantic relationships, and kind of having that abundance all around you. So your family and your friends and your partner, if you have one, they're really supporting you in terms of your pursuit that you're going after. I see you taking like a rebellious route in terms of your career. You're doing something different, a path sort of untrodden, like it's a rarely trodden path. You are going on a non-conventional road, and your family are supporting you on that. And I feel like this road is almost leading you to your partner. I know this is the career path, but as I said in your love pile, there's almost something you're investing your time into, whether that's work, a side hustle, or your own transformation that is leading you to your partner. And this really strongly is indicating that your career, for some reason, is leading you to your partner. Either that you're going to meet them in some sort of work environment, or it's that you guys maybe are able to cross paths because of the specific type of job that you do, and the way that you do it. But I'm very much seeing that. I'm seeing a lot of success for your career, so there's nothing to worry about here. I do see lots of enjoyment, going with the flow, manifesting what you want, and bringing in a lot of success, and you're going to be very supported in your career. Okay, so let's get into your side hustle cards. Oh, this is stunning. Okay, you have the Ace of Swords, and you also have the Queen in reverse, with determination and sacrifice. I feel like you have, so basically you kind of have this potential within you, this kind of inevitable potential to become this queen energy. But at the minute it's reversed, but this could be you, right? But because it's reversed, I feel like there is a blockage, and that blockage is easy to remedy. But with the Ace of Swords, what I see is a new beginning, and it's coming from some sort of new innovation. You are starting some sort of side hustle, or you are in a side hustle, like doing a side hustle, but you've recognized a way to improve it in some sort of way. And in doing that, in starting this new journey, this is leading you to this energy. And that was the blockage, was that this idea hadn't come to you yet. But in January, this idea is coming to you, or this hobby that you have is kind of, you're going to be investing in it a lot more. And by doing this is going to change your life very drastically. It's also urging you to ignore like other people's opinions and the media and things like that. Just block all the drama out and focus on what it is that you want, because a breakthrough is coming your way. And I feel like, again, strongly I'm feeling your spirituality, your spiritual growth for some reason is protecting you on this journey and driving it. So I do feel like something about you is very spiritually connected and very connected to the earth and nature and things like that. I feel like it might just be like kind of written in the stars for you. This is just the success and the luck that surrounds you. It's kind of effortless. But at the same time, it could also be that for you, maybe something you do career-wise or side hustle-wise is a little bit witchy and spiritual, because that's come in all of your sections for this reading. So yeah, I'm definitely seeing potential for your side hustle. Either a brand new one, you're starting a brand new one in January, or you're like sort of revamping your old ideas. And this is leading you down a path to this kind of queen energy. And it's asking you to not lose your drive, your ambition. Don't get all wobbly kneed, on the way to this path. Like, stay on the path. Like, what's coming through so strongly is, don't doubt yourself. Always believe in yourself. Follow your intuition and trust that you're leading yourself down the right path. That's very much what I'm getting here. Okay, pile 2, so that was your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps the channel. And if you felt drawn to any other piles, please feel free to check those out. As I said, I was getting pile 1 energy from this reading, so if you wanted to check that one out, you could if you were drawn to it. And I hope to see you here next week on Fridays for another reading on Tìandtarot. Bye. Okay, hello pile 3. Welcome to your reading. This is all about your love life, your life in general, careers, and side hustles for January. So let's get into it. So, the cards on top are your love cards. So let's get into those first. Okay. Okay. So you have the Page of Swords. You also have the Porcupine and Anemone with boundaries. So, okay. You're going to have to set some boundaries. You're very much changing the way things were done before. You're turning a new page, turning a new leaf. No longer are you going to be the person who kind of takes whatever people put on you. You're not a yes person. You're not a people pleaser. You're going to start standing up for yourself, and you're also going to be saying and speaking up for when you feel like things are not right for you. If you don't feel comfortable doing something, and also if you don't feel like the way someone treated you was respectful, and if you have any boundaries that you've been holding back on, you're finally going to be speaking up and standing up for yourself and letting those boundaries be known. You're very much starting to stand up for yourself. With this person kind of having their head kind of like bowed down almost shamefully and then finally lifting up this sword, it's almost like a small victory. It's like an initiation to finally standing up for yourself, which might feel really uncomfortable because it might be unfamiliar to you. Like, this is brand new territory that you are not used to, but it's really necessary in order for your progress in love and your success in love. The important bit is to stand up for yourself and set those boundaries and nurture yourself, and remember that you deserve someone who respects those boundaries, not somebody who's going to stomp on those boundaries. Like, it feels like a risk to set boundaries, but it's really not. Obviously it's worrisome to, stand up to someone you've not stood up to before because you don't know how they're going to react, but at the end of the day, if they react badly, they're not for you. So you can just let them go if they are not going to listen to and respect your boundaries. Yeah, so that is what I'm seeing for you in Love Pile 3. So let's get into your Life pile. So this is your general life predictions. So you have How Lovely the Silence of Growing Things. You also have I Am Loyal to Myself and Others with Garnet. Love, Loyalty, Commitment, Passion, and Hope. And then you also have the Nine of Swords in reverse. Okay, so I do see that for January, your general life might be a little bit difficult in terms of, as I mentioned in your love pile, you're setting boundaries. That's really hard to do, and then conflict can derive from that, but by no means does it mean you shouldn't set those boundaries. You 100% still should. But obviously that can make things a little bit difficult. It can kind of put you in a tough situation, but you just have to block out the noise block out the nonsense. For people making excuses as to why they get to cross over your boundaries, you just have to ignore them, block it out. They've got all these kind of daggers waiting. They've got all these excuses, all of these arguments to have, and what I'm kind of seeing for you in life is to block that out, especially with the word silence over here. How lovely the silence of growing things. Block them out. Enjoy the silence. That go inward and be within yourself. Listen to your intuition and be present with that silence. Meditate. Block them out as much as you can in this situation, and work on your own personal growth, because by you setting that boundary, that is going to give you so much more growth, strength, and power than letting people trample over those boundaries ever was going to. So this is really going to help you grow and transform as a person. So it's really necessary that you stand up for yourself, even if this, a negative situation then unfolds. This is temporary. This is very much a reminder that this is temporary and it will pass. But it's just that sort of beginning initial phase where you are setting your boundary that can feel really difficult and be really difficult. And you're kind of being urged to focus on loving yourself and being really kind to yourself, really gentle, nurturing. Constantly remind yourself, I deserve to set boundaries. I deserve to be respected and loved and treated well. And maybe keep some garnet around you as well to just reinforce that. And remember to stay loyal to yourself. Like, you deserve to stand up for yourself. At the end of the day, you're the only person who can make you your number one priority, so you should do that. So I do see this difficult period for you, but I do see it being temporary, and I see you being able to handle it well. You're finally moving. Like, I feel like you were stuck before. Like, you were very much stuck in a place where you had to, almost felt like you had to go along with how people were treating you and what they were saying. and you realize you don't have to do that. And because, you know, you're finally stepping out of that, you're finally moving, making a change, standing up for yourself, blocking them out, you're finally making this progress, you're finally moving, and that is amazing. It's helping you to grow as a person, and it's helping to really improve your life. So this is a temporary difficulty that is ultimately, you're going to come out the other side of this as a almost completely different person and better off, because you now know how to set boundaries, you know how to stand up for yourself, and you know your worth, and you know that you deserve better. So that's what I'm seeing for you, pile 3, in terms of life. So let's get into your career cards. So you have the King of Swords, and you also have the Alchemist with balance, invention, and destruction. I feel like you are stepping up in terms of your career as a leader. Like, you are really good at leading because you have such a strong sense of justice. And I think this strong sense of justice, 1, was always within you, but 2, is kind of growing because of those boundaries you're setting in other areas of your life. And so you're able to really, like, be a great leader because you can set a standard that is appropriate, fair. You're very diplomatic and you judge situations accurately for what they are. And so because of that, I do feel like you are stepping up in your career and accepting more responsibility and kind of climbing the social ladder in January within your career. You're kind of creating something brand new with the Alchemist. Like, you're almost revamping the way things were done because you're leading with integrity and with moral justice, as opposed to kind of selfishness and stepping on people's toes to get what you want and like money grabbing, money hungry. Like, you're not doing that. You're very much leading in this brand new way that is led with integrity and morality, which is really inspiring to people. You're kind of creating this new direction and destroying the old path, the old way of things, and you are becoming a very well balanced person. I feel like you're going to have much more of a balance in terms of your work home life. You might be like moving into work from home, or you may currently be in a work from home position, but I do just see you finding more balance and peace in general in terms of your work life. So I do feel like you're investing equal amounts of time into your work as well as yourself. And because we do have the King card here, while I do see you stepping up as a leader, I do also see success because you're kind of at the peak of your career. You're at a really great place, and because you're at that great place, that's why you're able to make these changes, to like renovate things, to do out with the old traditional, old-fashioned way of doing things and kind of make things, reinvent things into a way that is more morally correct. I definitely feel like you are seeking justice for people. And with this like little quill here, this quill pen, I don't know, I feel like you might be in like some sort of justice role. So it could be that like maybe you work to improve the environment, or maybe you're a lawyer or something like that. Like, I just see, even if you're not, I just see you making changes that are really impactful and important for reimagining our future in a positive way. Like, you're going to make a lot of impactful changes in your career to our future, you know, the future of the world. I feel like you have a very fulfilling kind of role, or you at least find yourself within a fulfilling role, or start moving towards that in January. Okay, let's get into your side hustle cards. So for you, you actually got 2. So you had the Magician and Temperance, 2 tarot cards, and then you also have the Pilgrim. Yeah, you're starting new things, opportunities and growth. You're manifesting something. So I think with your side hustles, you've kind of started your own thing, and I feel like you're able to manifest the successes that you want from that, and you're becoming a very balanced person because of this. So maybe the reason why in your career pile I was getting a kind of work-life balance is because maybe whatever side hustle you have is kind of picking up in success, kind of reaping in benefits, especially monetarily, that is then leading to you being able to almost maybe reduce the amount of time you spend at work because you're getting this second stream of income. So then you're able to have a more healthy work-life balance. That's just something, you know, that's coming through. That might not be the case for all of you, but I feel like you only would pull back from work anyways once this side hustle was bringing in a decent amount of money. I don't think you would do it until that point. But I do see like you are becoming very gracefully successful in this side hustle of yours. There's going to be some sort of new opportunity that helps you to grow within this section, within this industry. And yeah, I do see a lot of balance for you. So much like justice and like peace, inner peace. I feel like things are finally kind of turning around and you are growing and becoming more enlightened, and kind of this side hustle is helping you to transform as a person, and also it helps you to light the way for others. I do feel like a social justice energy here. I feel like you might have a side hustle that is almost encouraging people to take care of the environment, or it could be encouraging them to take care of themselves and stand up for themselves, and things like that. Like you're just kind of helping to educate people on a better way forward. You're a really strong, powerful leader, and that's really coming through as a thing that is guiding you in your hobbies. It's guiding this success because you are a great manifester as well of these things. Like you're the CEO and the creative within this side hustle, and I do see success coming in for you, but balance as well. It fits in really nicely into your life, so you're not over investing too much into this hobby, or over investing too much into work, or not investing enough in either. I feel like you're finally having this harmonious balance of all three things working well together: your life, career, and your side hustle. Okay, so that was your reading pile 3. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you felt drawn to any other piles, please feel free to check those out. And if not, I hope to see you here next week on Fridays for another reading on Tìandtarot. Bye.